give everybody a simple explanation of economics. You don't put out a fire by putting more fuel on it, and you surely as hell do not get rid of inflation and get rid of the way this country works by printing more money. That's bullshit, and it needs to go now. End the goddamn Fed. End it all now. And anyone that's in power that thinks they're going to get a piece of the damn pie when this thing goes down, and when it's going down right now, they are just as delusional as everyone that comes to these protests thinking that they're part of something just to be, ooh, it's a protest, I'm going to come out and protest. And they have no idea what they're actually here for. They need to realize what the point of the matter is, and the point of the matter is it's beyond greed, it's beyond, it's control on a level that no one can understand, and there's more, and it's less than 1%, and it's more than 99%. It is everyone as an individual. I am me, and I am free. I am not a group. I am not fascist, socialist, democratic, Republican with the RNC, the DNC. I am not a Tea Partier. I am not part of 999. I am me, and I am free.
We are the 99. 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 We are the 99.
Rob? All right, one quick announcement again. Remember, water over there if you need it, sunscreen over there if you need it, and we want to remind everyone we are a peaceful movement. We are all about positivity, peace, and love, all right?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Raw. I would first like to thank Andrew for bringing up these speakers and setting up the stage. Let's hear for Andrew, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
It's your extent.
We're having technical difficulties.
Other mic, kind of, not really. Hello, hello.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a very extremely important message that I would like to express, and I'm hoping to be able to come up here and express this message more than once because I would like as many people as possible to hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, beware of politicians who say, "Don't be mad at Wall Street." Wall Street is the entity that is directly and the most responsible for our suffering and our struggle. The Federal Reserve, the U.S. Treasury, as well as the Congress of the United States have bailed out Wall Street to the tune of over $2 trillion with a T, ladies and gentlemen, to the tune of over $2 trillion. And that's just the figure that's publicly available. And in doing so, they have condoned the decisions of the boards of directors and the CEOs of publicly traded companies whose stupidity and greed led their companies to the brink of bankruptcy in order to prevent their companies from complete collapse. Now, I would like to ask you that after over $2 trillion of market manipulation by the Federal Reserve, the U.S. Treasury, and the U.S. Congress, what has that gotten us? What has that gotten us? We the people continue to suffer while major publicly traded companies sit on a record stockpile of cash and their incompetent boards of directors and CEOs make out like bandits. If you are not outraged by the fact that Wall Street got bailed out to the tune of over $2 trillion to no avail, then you are either deaf, dumb, blind, and stupid, or you are not human. Perhaps you can be considered one of the brainwashed, useful idiots of capitalism. I say we the people should demand that this government stop being of, by, and for major corporations and Wall Street. It is extremely important to realize that we the people can and will make a difference. We the people can and will make a difference by refusing to spend any money at any company that is publicly traded on the stock market. Okay? This way we can make the 1% suffer just as they have made us suffer for so long. Furthermore, I say we demand that every congressman and senator who can be verified as voting in favor of the shameful and appalling bailouts, which have done nothing but swell the U.S. debt, step down and resign from their positions of privilege for failing to represent the interest of the 99% of their constituents. Now, Now, I would also like to say, some people may tell you that the bailouts truly helped and that they have been paid back with a gain of 20% for the taxpayers. Well, to that I say, look at the numbers. Over 20 million people unemployed and underemployed, an unemployment rate consistently over 9%, and when including the underemployment rate and the number of people who are discouraged and have given up looking for work, that number shoots up to over 16%. A record number of home foreclosures, more than any other time in U.S. history, even the Great Depression, with more coming. Companies refusing to hire people despite having been literally rescued by us and sitting on a record stockpile of cash. Average household wages falling at a record pace. Now I ask you, how is any of this helping? How do you call that helpful? This country is full of people such as myself who have degrees, work experience, references, perhaps maybe even more than one letter of recommendation, and are perfectly willing, able, and capable to work, and perfectly willing, able, and capable of learning. Yet companies refuse to use their record stockpiles of cash to hire and train us so that we can struggle to pay rent and put food on the table. Now, is help paying rent and putting food on the table too much to ask for? Furthermore, some people may say, well, don't you think the people who took out more debt than they knew they could pay back, shouldn't they at least be held partially responsible? Well, let me give you the answer to that question. I believe absolutely not. CEOs who condoned the decisions of loan approvals made by their subordinates, which is directly implied by their lack of preventing those loans from being approved, should have suffered the consequences of those stupid and greedy decisions. Now this is the last thing I gotta say. Please, I'm begging you, please remember that we the people can make a difference by refusing to spend any money at any company that is publicly traded in the stock market. Now, you have to be careful. You have to be careful about that. Because some companies that may seem like they are not publicly traded in the stock market actually may be. Let me give you an example. How many of you guys have heard of Ben & Jerry's ice cream? Ben & Jerry's ice cream is not directly traded in the stock market. It is actually owned by a company called Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway is majority owned by a person by the name of Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is the third richest person who exists on the face of the planet. Okay? And that's just one example. So be careful when spending money at any company. Ask yourself, is this company traded in the stock market? If the answer to that question is yes, refuse to spend money there. That way, we can make the 1% suffer just as they have made us suffer for so long. Now, I know that it may be, it may be unavoidable sometimes to spend money at publicly traded companies, but please, to as much of an extent as possible. And beware of politicians who tell you to be mad strictly at Washington. Those who tell you to be mad strictly at Washington as opposed to being mad at Wall Street, they are of, by, and for the 1%. Wall Street got bailed out, we got sold out. Support only local businesses. Thank you very much.
We are the 99. We are the 99. We are the 99. We are the 99.
I just want to tell you, if you really want to make a difference, you the 99, power is in the people. But if you don't register to vote, you have no power. If you really want to make a difference, you get together as a group, you go down to your local voting booth and you register, not under one of the major parties, but as an independent or unaffiliated. If you can get 20% of the people to register as unaffiliated, just imagine the noise you make to Washington that we are not satisfied with their reputation, with their representation in Congress. But you have to go down there and vote. You have to make a difference. You have to actually register. and do it as unaffiliated. They count those who's registering as what. Even if you are registered, you can go down there and change your registration anytime you want. Just imagine, there's 30% of the people are registered as Republican or Democrat. That leaves 30% of the people registered as independent. If that increases to 50, don't you think that makes a statement? Yeah. Don't you think they'll start listening? You're the 99. There is no way that 1% can rule 99. It is not possible. But if you don't vote, they win by default. And we have nobody to blame but ourselves. We didn't register last time. The last election in 2010, only 40% of the people voted. Can you imagine that? 40% of the people are ruling the 60. The last presidential election, only 63% of the people voted. That's a disgrace. We have nobody to blame but ourselves. If you want to take back the country, then you vote. You register. You register as non-affiliated. That way, the politicians know that they have to work for your vote, not just, oh, I'm a Republican, so I'll vote for that candidate because he's a Republican. You gotta read, you gotta pay attention, and you gotta be involved like you are today.
Yeah.
It takes a couple minutes to register to vote. Unaffiliated or independent. Let Washington know that you're not satisfied with either party, and you'll make your own if you have to. Get involved. Vote. Don't let them rule you by default. They're counting on that. Oh, people won't show up. They're not enthusiastic enough. Oh, and pay attention to your candidates. See what they stand for. A lot of them change just to fit in with the crowd they're talking to. You need to get involved, stay involved, and vote.